So welcome student in our today's online section of subject hydraulics and pneumatics. Today we are going to see another concept of our chapter number 5. So here we are going. So today we are going to see the concept of moisture separator. Okay. So today we are starting the today's section from understanding the concept of moisture separator. So what is moisture separator and why it is required? So moisture separator, it is a device which we are used to separate the moisture or to eliminate the moisture from the air which is going to enter inside the pneumatic system. Because what will happen if air enters along with the moisture with it, then this moisture can causes the problem of rusting, and which will affects the efficiency of this pneumatic component. So for this we need to eliminate the moisture which is contained inside the air, and to eliminate this moisture we are going to use the moisture separator. Then what is this moisture separator? It is having two ports, inlet port and outlet port. From inlet port air comes inside, and from outlet port air moves outside. When this air comes in from the inlet, then it is fitted with the radial nuts nozzle. You can see here radial nozzles. When this air enters in this area through this radial nozzles, then this air starts to rotate like this, and because of this rotation centrifugal force is created there, and the moisture or water particle contains in that air gets pushed in the radial outward direction, so that they got eliminated there, and we they moves in the downward direction here, and from this drain plug we can remove this. Okay, so here you can see it is used for separate and remove moisture from. You can see here it is used to separate and remove moisture from compressed air. This compressed air is made up to pass through the radial multi-nozzle, due to which it starts filling, or you can say it start rotating in the rotational manner or circular manner with high velocity, and due to this swirling centrifugal force is induced in the moisture droplet, which causes the moisture droplet to move away from the central toward the wall of the bowl. As the wall of the bowl, these droplets joins together and gain masses and flows down to the gravity. Water collects at the bottom of the bowl and can be removed from using this drain plug here. Okay. So the next concept is of condensate element type filter. So it is, what is this condensate element type filter? Here we are going to remove this water particles through this through the process of this coalescence. And coalescence is the process of joining of tiny moisture droplet of negligible mass to form a bigger liquid droplet of the considerable mass. Here you can see when this air comes from inside from this direction, it goes downward, and when it passing through this filter elements, and it moves in the upward direction. So what is happening at this filter element? At this filter elements, these tiny moisture particles get stuck here, which joined with each other. Then they get the mass, and because of this mass, they move to the downward direction, and they got collect here. Okay. Here you can see the moisture droplet joins together to gain mass and flows down due to the gravity and get collected at the bottom. So here also, by using this coalescence element type filters, we can use it as a moisture separator here. This is the filter element or fiber. Now these are the air dryers. So function of air dryer is same. The function of air dryer is to remove the moisture from the compressed air. Then it is again having two types. First one the refrigerated air dryers, and second one is the chemical air dryers. So what is this chemical air dryers? We are going to use the chemicals components which can absorb the moisture particles from the air. It is having again two types: deliquescent dryers and absorption air dryers. Then this refrigeration air dryer. In the refrigeration air dryer, refrigeration system is used to cool the compressed air. And because of this cooling, the moisture got condensed there, it gain weights and it moves to the downward direction and air becomes dry. When compressed air is cooled below certain point, moisture condenses to form a liquid water. The condensed water flow down due to the gravity and get collected at the bottom of the tank. The collected water is drained out regularly using the water tap or drain plug here. Okay. Then these are the chemical air dryers. This is deliquescent air dryers and this is the absorption type air dryer. In this deliquescent air dryers, compressed air is passed through a bed of chemical crystal, maybe in the soil. This crystal absorbs the moisture and form the liquid solution, and this solution moves in the downward direction, which can be drained. And in this type of absorption air dryer, the absorption material collects the moisture particle and retain in it. It allows only dry air to pass through it. Absorption material does not dissolve with moisture and get wet and soak with the water. The absorption material can be regenerated if it gets full the water by reheating and can be reused. Okay. Then what is this muffler? So this muffler, it is actually the silencer here, which are used to get the noiseless pneumatic system. So we are starting reading here. Mufflers are very small but very important part of pneumatic system. In pneumatic system, a number of cylinders are used. You know, in pneumatic system, we are having the number of cylinders we are used there, and there is a continuously production of the extension and retraction stroke is there. You know, the exhaust port from this cylinder is connected to the exhaust port of this direction control valve, but it is not connected to the system further. It is directly makes open to the atmosphere. But if this high velocity air is directly moves with the atmosphere winds to the atmosphere, then this high velocity air may causes the sound, which will be unpleasant for the operator. To eliminate this noise, we are going to use the mufflers here. Here you can see the cylinders continuously extend and retract as we breathe. During area extension and retraction stroke, air is exhausted from the exhaust port, making a noise. This result is very disturbing noisy environment in which the employers and operators cannot be work. Hence, each and every exhaust port of wall of pneumatic system should be fitted with the muffler. So here you can see muffler are silencers which reduce and complete elimination of the noise during the exhaust process there. So here we are going to see quick exhaust valve. So what is this quick exhaust valve? This quick exhaust valve are just connected right after these cylinders, and through this valve they directly uh, send this air to the atmosphere or exhaust port. So you can see this valve is specially used for the pneumatic system. During extraction or retraction of cylinder, compressed air is supplied to one end and the air present in the other side of the piston is exhausted to the atmosphere. Normally, it has been a long path to travel through pipes and tubes to get exhaust port of the through the exhaust port of the direction control valve. So here what normally what happens, this exhaust port of the cylinder is connected to the exhaust port of this direction control valve, but it will be required a much more pipe connection. To eliminate this, we are going to use this a quick exhaust valve just after the exhaust port of the cylinder, which eliminates or sends this air directly to the atmosphere. To avoid this, quick exhaust valve are fitted to the cylinder port. Quick exhaust valve will exhaust the air to the atmosphere at cylinder outlet port itself and avoid the need of travel to the long distance. So here what is happening? This A, it is the cylinder port. This P is the inlet port, means air is coming through this way when we need the extensional retraction of this. This is the cylinder port A and this P is the inlet port. Okay. So what is happening when air is coming out from the cylinder, then this poppet is get moved to this port P, and air from cylinder port A is can directly move out through this exhaust port and went to the atmosphere here. But when the air is coming through the inlet port, then this poppet closes this exhaust port E and it moves to the cylinder port A and air goes to the cylinder performing its regular operation there. So what is this? When we need to send air from the cylinder to the exhaust port, so this quick exhaust valve are used. It will close the inlet port P or pump port P and send this air from cylinder to the exhaust port instantly or in the quick manner. That's why we name it as quick exhaust port. Similarly, student, this is the time delay valve. This valve is used to have a required amount of time delay between the two operations. Here you can see. Here this is the inlet port P, this is the tank port T or transfer port, this is the port C, which is for the cylinder. So what is happening when this inlet air is coming through this port P and through this port here, this air moves through this check valve, and then this air enters in that area here, and when the pressure in this area increases, it push the piston or shift this spool, causes to open this port P, and air from port P get passed through the cylinder port C here. Okay, and when the pressure decreases, again this spool closes the cylinder port C with the action of this spring force here. So this is the time delay valve. We are using it to make the delay between the two stroke. Now we are going to see the shuttle valve. Sorry, we are going to study now shuttle valve. Here you can see it is the shuttle valve. It is having two inlets. You can see this is the inlet A and this is the inlet B, and this is the outlet C. Whenever you want to provide inlet either from port A or either from port B, it sends it to the outlet port C by closing the any one of the port or by making open the bloat of the port. Here you can see it has the two inlet ports A and B and the outlet port C. It consists of a ball or poppet inside the valve body. When working fluid is supplied to any one of the two inlet ports, inlet port A or inlet port B, the ball poppet closes the other inlet port and working fluid flows to the cylinder port C there. Okay. So here you can see when both port A and port B having the inlet, then at this time this poppet shift to the central position, and the liquid air from this port A can move to the C along with the air from this port B. Air from this port B can also move to the port C. And if it is only this port B is inlet air is coming, at this time this poppet closes this port A and the air from port B can move to the goes out to the cylinder by the cylinder port C. Similarly, when port A is only having inlet, at that time this poppet can close this inlet B and air from this port A can move through the cylinder port through this port C here. Okay. Here you can see the truth table. If both A is having inlet, B is having the incoming air, then the port C is having the output. Okay, if A is having input, B is having no input, though the port C is having the output. Similarly, when A is having no input, B is having input, at that time C also has the input. And if A is having no input, B is having no input, then no input, output of from this port C is obtained there. Okay. Now this is the twin pressure valve. This twin pressure valve can be work only when both the inlet A and inlet B having the input. At that time you can get the output from this port C. Here you can see it as two inlet port A and port B and outlet port C. It work on the AND logic function, and statement is when both of input signals are present, then and only then the output signal is available there. Here you can see when input through A, input through B is present, at that time you get the output from the port C. Else, if anyone is having input, another having no input, at that time no output is available from this output port, from this port C. Wherein A having no input, B having no input, then no output can be available from this port C here. Now we are going to discuss this applications of pneumatic system in the industrial automation. Okay. So it can be used for the fixed automation or hard automation. This type of automation is suitable for the mass production. It refers for the use of special purpose machine to automate a fixed separation of the operation. The automation is specialized for a particular product, and it is difficult to accommodate any change in the design of the product. So for fixed automation, we can use this pneumatic system. Advantage is it is having maximum efficiency, low unit output of product, then fast and efficient material handling is possible by using this pneumatic system. Then disadvantages is that it is having a large initial investment and it is a non-flexible. It can be used for the programmable automation also. In programmable automation, the process and equipments are designed to accomplish a specific set of products. Changes can easily be implemented by modeling the control program. This type of automation is suitable for batch production. CNC machines are of this kind of automation where pneumatic systems are used to make the automation. Advantages is that it is flexible to deal with the changes in the product. It is having low cost of product for longer batch size. Disadvantages can be stated as new product required long setup time, high unit cost for small batch sizes. This is the disadvantage of this system. It can also be used for the flexible automation or soft automation. In flexible automation, the equipments and machinery are designed to manufacture a variety of products. Spent on changing from the product to another is very less. Advantages of this flexible automation is flexible in nature and customized products. Disadvantages can be said that large initial investment is required, high unit of cost of product is required there. Then application of this is pressure intensifier, burst pressure, testing machine, cutting process, riveting machines, high pressure damping devices, etc. In these devices, pneumatic system is used. Then advantages of this pressure intensifier is that expensive high pressure pumps can be replaced by using the smaller pump with the provision of pressure intensifier. Much higher pressure can be obtained compared to the groups. Overheating of working fluid is avoided here. Inside mines, electricity operated pump cannot be used due to the danger of explosion. So at that place, you can use the pneumatic system and it is completely a fire free. Okay students, so today we are stopping here. From the tomorrow's section, we are going to see the pneumatic circuits. So this pneumatic circuit I will teach you on the blackboard. Okay, so from the next lecture, see you, and we will be studied the pneumatic circuit. From next lecture we will see it on the blackboard. This pneumatic circuit is quite similar to the hydraulic circuit, except that it does not having the return line after this direction control hole there. Okay, thank you.